Chapter 50. Ruckus on Valentine's. Scene start, school hallways. The camera shakes slightly, mimicking a stealth vlog style. The background is a blurred mess of students huddled in groups. A main to viewers February 14th. If you listen closely, you can actually hear the collective heartbeats of every desperate guy in this building. The air is 40% oxygen, 60% high fructose corn syrup, and 100% anxiety. Most of these guys are pretending they don't care while vibrating out of their seats. The goal? Manliness validation via Coco. The taken perspective. I turned to Itsuki, who was leaning back in his chair like a king watching a gladiator pit. Being off the market has its perks. Mainly not smelling like desperation. So, Itsuki-san, I whispered, as our resident representative of the happily taken, what's the scouting report on this year's chaos? Desperation level critical. Itsuki grinned. About 60% of the guys are currently praying for a miracle from Shina-san. They think a piece of chocolate from her is a ticket to the promised land. She's not giving any to guys, I reminded him, unless she wants to trigger a battle royale in the cafeteria. True. But hey, Amain. You expecting anything from her? Amain to viewers honestly? I'm not. Mahiru is playing it safe girls only. And that's fine. Valentine's is basically just a giant marketing scheme by Big Chocolate anyway. Okay, maybe I'm a little boring, but my wallet and my blood sugar thank me. The prince's burden. Cut to a shot of Katawaki in the center of a literal swarm of girls. He's smiling, but he looks like he's drowning in pastel-colored boxes. Amain to viewers look at Katawaki. The prince is currently being buried alive in gifts. His bag is already screaming for mercy and first period hasn't even started. Most guys are looking at him with pure, unadulterated envy, but all I see is a logistical nightmare. He's still not fat, Itsuki noted, sounding genuinely impressed. Track team metabolism is a cheat code. I'd gain 10 pounds just looking at that pile, I muttered. The Chitos landmine. Speaking of piles, Itsuki's voice dropped an octave. Kai made yours. Be prepared. Prepared for what? It's chocolate. Russian roulette. Amain. Russian. Roulette. Quick cut. Amain's face goes pale. What did she put in it? Habanero. Wasabi. Japanese pepper. Oh, and something with umeboshi extract and energy jelly. Is she trying to give me a heart attack or a spiritual awakening? She wants to surprise you, Itsuki sighed, giving me the look of a war veteran. I was the test subject. I'll eat anything she makes because, well, I'm me. But for you, just stay hydrated. The handoff. Scene, after school. The hallways are thinning out. Chitos skips up to Amain, swinging a brightly wrapped bag. Amain, here, she chirped, thrusting the bomb into my hands. Thanks, I said, with all the enthusiasm of someone receiving a court summons. Iken told you, right? Look forward to the flavors. They're totally edible. I tried them myself. That's because you like spicy stuff, Chitos. Don't forget the super sweet condensed milk ones and the 99% cacao bitter ones. See ya. Iken and I have a date. Bye-bye. She grabbed Itsuki's hand and bolted. Itsuki looked back at me, mouthed the words, I pray for your safety, and vanished. The escort assist. Scene. The classroom is nearly empty. Katawaki is staring at his mountain of chocolate with a 1,000-yard stare. Amain to viewers, I was about to head out, but then I saw him. Katawaki looked like he was contemplating how to transport 30 pounds of sugar home on a bicycle without dying. I remembered something Mahiru tucked into my bag this morning. I walked over. Katawaki. He jumped. Fujimiya? What's up? Nothing much. Here. I tossed him a few supermarket plastic bags I'd kept folded into small triangles. He blinked at them. What? Plastic bags. Use them. Unless you want to walk home looking like a candy store exploded in your arms. And no, you're right. Thanks, man. Good luck. I waved, heading for the door. Being popular looks like a lot of heavy lifting. Amain to viewers, so that's my Valentine's Day. one bag of potentially lethal experimental chocolate from Chitos, and a random act of kindness for the school prince using bags Mahiru gave me for emergencies. Now, I just have to get home and face whatever Mahiru has waiting for me. If I don't post an update tomorrow, assume the habanero chocolate got me. Chapter 51. The Angel and Valentine. Amain to viewers back at the apartment. Honestly, the Valentine's vibe at home is non-existent. Mahiru is sitting next to me like it's any other Tuesday. No blushing, no hidden boxes. No, I have something for you eyes. My male pride is taking a small hit. But hey, at least I'm not one of those guys at school currently weeping because the angel didn't acknowledge their existence. The post-mortem of school. There's a weirdly sweet smell in the air today, I noted. It is Valentine's Day, Mahiru replied. Her voice as calm as a still lake. Amain to viewers, I heard the heartbroken wails of the guys at school today. Apparently, they actually thought they'd get obligatory chocolate from her. Newsflash. If you don't talk to her all year, February 14th isn't going to be your lucky day. I never received a heartfelt one anyway, I admitted. Just Chitos's Russian roulette box. Russian? Obligatory chocolate? Mahiru tilted her head. Yeah, it's basically a minefield. Some are normal, some are designed to destroy your taste buds. I have to eat them all, though. She spent time making them, so it's only right. The Choco Minefield Incident. Cut to Amain slumped over the dining table. He looks like he's seen the face of God, and God was holding a habanero. Amain to viewers, I hit the jackpot. 1 in 3 chance, and I pulled the grand prize on the first try. It wasn't just spicy, it was pain. Wasabi stinging my nose, habanero burning my tongue, and Japanese pepper numbing my soul. Chitos is a domestic terrorist. You actually hit it, Mahiru said, approaching with a look of pure pity. I thought you were going to save those for later. I wanted to get it over with. I wheezed, tears actually pricking my eyes. Here, she said, a soft thud hitting the table. Use this to wash it off. The chocolate chawed save. It was a steaming mug of thick, dark liquid. Cocoa? Similar. Chocolate chawed, hot chocolate. It's bittersweet, so it should clear your tongue. Amain takes a long, desperate sip. His expression shifts from dying to transcendent. Amain to viewers saved. It was rich, dark, and perfectly balanced. The spicy hell was finally receding. Delicious, I managed to say. Good, she replied flatly. Seriously, thank you. If I'd eaten that out in the wild, I would have died. Also, it's rare for you to make hot chocolate, right? You're usually a tea or milk person. Is this a Valentine's thing? Mahiru stiffened. Well, maybe. Thanks. I really appreciate it. The great escape. Suddenly, the atmosphere shifted. Mahiru was hugging a cushion, burying half her face in it. She looked like a cornered rabbit, small, twitchy, and strangely adorable. What is it? I asked, trying to sound as non-threatening as possible. I'm going home. Sound of a door slamming. The lock clicking. Amain to viewers, and just like that, she was gone. I'm standing here in the silence of my living room, wondering if I accidentally insulted her ancestors, or if the hot chocolate was actually a hallucination. Did I ruin her mood? Is she mad? The hidden treasure. I walked toward my bedroom, still confused, when I saw it, a small, pink paper bag hanging on my doorknob. Attached was a card in her perfect, elegant cursive. This is my daily thanksgiving for you for being in your care all this while. Amain to viewers, she was too embarrassed to give it to me to my face. After all that, I'm not giving chocolate to boys talk. She had to do a stealth mission. Inside the box were orangettes. Sugar-preserved oranges coated in dark and white chocolate. Image. Close-up of the glossy, dark chocolate-dipped oranges. I remembered our talk with Chitos 10 days ago. Something not too sweet, I'd said. She remembered. Every detail. My preference, my dislike for heavy sugar, the exact balance I liked. My face felt suddenly hot. I took a bite. The tartness of the orange hit first, followed by the sophisticated bitterness of the dark chocolate. It was better than any high-end shop. A main to viewers, so yeah, Chitos's chocolate was a war crime. But Mahiru's? It was sweet, sour, and a little bitter. But mostly, it was incomparably sweet. Valentine's Day, 1. Amain's neighbor defense. 0. Chapter 52. The day following Valentine's. Amain to viewers, February 15th. The sugar high has crashed. The classroom smells less like cocoa and more like chalk again, and I'm just trying to survive until the next break. But apparently my stealth mode has been compromised. The prince's gratitude. Fujimiya, thanks for yesterday. You really saved me. I froze. Katawaki, the school's actual prince, was standing at my desk, talking to me like we've been bros for years. Amain to viewers, camera pans to the side. Look at the stairs. The girls are looking at me like I'm a glitch in the simulation. Being approached by Katawaki is like having a spotlight suddenly dropped on your head. It's unbearable. Don't worry about it, I muttered, trying to look as small as possible. Looked like you had a rough time. You could say that, he laughed, but it was a weary, I survived the war kind of laugh. He's a good guy. Honestly, he's popular not just because he's a track star with a face from a shoujo manga, but because he actually takes the time to thank a nobody like me for a couple of plastic grocery bags. The housewife allegations. What was that about? Itsuki asked, sliding into the seat Katawaki just vacated. He was just thanking me for the shopping bags I gave him to carry his haul. Itsuki blinked. Shopping bags? Why do you just have those on you? Amain, are you actually a 50-year-old housewife trapped in a teen's body? I bet your phone is full of supermarket digital coupons and buy one get one ads. Amain to viewers, internal scream, he's not entirely wrong. Since Mahiru and I started splitting grocery costs, I've become a black belt in budget management. I spend my lunch break scrolling through sales for eggs and cabbage. It's not youthful, but hey, it keeps the fridge full. It's just efficient, I defended. Besides, it's great to have a partner someone who can help keep the place running. She's not your partner yet, huh? Itsuki smirked. What about Chitos? Think she could handle a household? Kai. Itsuki looked thoughtful. If she doesn't get a mad scientist impulse to put habanero in the laundry detergent? Maybe. But her unpredictability is part of the charm, right? You're hopeless. The marriage talk, high school edition. The conversation took a sharp turn into serious adult mode. Itsuki's dad is notoriously strict, basically the final boss of their relationship. He won't even meet Chitos. I'll convince him eventually, Itsuki said, and for a second, the goofball mask slipped. His eyes were 100% serious. I mean, does he want grandkids or not? I'm not giving up on her. Amain to viewers, I have to hand it to him. Most guys my age can't decide what they want for lunch, and here's Itsuki planning a 20-year campaign to marry his high school sweetheart. It's impressive. Well, keep fighting the good fight, I said. You're not stopping until he folds. Exactly. And hey, Itsuki nudged me, his signature devious grin returning. You too, man. For what? You and her. You're getting there, right? We don't have that kind of relationship. Stop guessing randomly. Amain to viewers, I turned away, but I could still hear him giggling. My face was definitely doing that overheating thing again. Yesterday's orangettes were still lingering in my mind. Sweet, sour, and way too effective at making me forget my neighbor boundaries. Vlog status. Social standing. Accidental friend of the prince. Housewife level expert. Denial level critical. Chapter 53. The Promise with the Angel. Amain to viewers walked into the apartment today with the grocery haul, and the vibe was different. Mahiru was already there, but she wasn't her usual, composed domestic goddess self. She was curled up on the sofa, hugging a cushion to her chest and resting her chin on her knees. Amain to viewers, whispering. She was pouting. Like, legit pouting. It was so adorable I actually had to look at the fridge for 30 seconds just to recalibrate my brain. Thank God for long skirts, or my heart would have exited my ribcage. The white day negotiation. I finally sat down next to her. She wouldn't look at me. Mahiru, Thanks for yesterday, I said. The orangettes? Seriously delicious. Thank goodness, she mumbled into the cushion. So, what do you want as a return gift? White Day is coming up. I didn't give those to you just to get something back, she countered immediately. I know, but it's a guy thing. You put in the effort to make something for my specific tastes. I'm not just going to let that slide. I'm returning the favor. No compromises. Mahiru's eyes faltered. I've already received so much from you, Amain Kuin. You take care of me in your own way. Amain to viewers, she thinks I'm the one doing the giving? She cooks. She cleans. She literally saved my lifestyle from a slow death by convenience store bento. But she looked so earnest about it that I didn't have the heart to argue. Still, White Day is happening. My wallet is ready. Exam season versus romance. Do you even have time to shop? She asked, suddenly practical. Finals start next week. I'll be fine. I'm not the type to cram at the last second. I keep up with the material. True, she nodded. It is easy if you actually put in the work. Amain to viewers spoken like a true top-of-the-class angel. While the rest of the school is currently vibrating with exam-induced caffeine tremors, we're just sitting here discussing return gifts. The Kumasan revelation. Just wait for White Day, I told her. But don't expect a miracle. I will treasure whatever you give me, she said softly. I still take care of Kumasan. Amain to viewers, muffled snicker. She called the teddy bear I gave her Kumasan. I almost lost it right there. It's too cute. I had to bite my tongue to keep from laughing. Otherwise, I'd be facing the angel's wrath again. She's still using the key case, too. Seeing her actually value the stuff I pick out. It feels good. The birthday bombshell. Wait! Mahiru narrowed her eyes suddenly. I don't actually know your birthday, Amain Kuin. Oh, it's November 8th. The air in the room got about 5 degrees colder. We knew each other back then, she said, her voice dropping. Why didn't you say anything? You never asked. And honestly, back then, if I'd walked up and said, hey, it's my birthday, you would have just given me a blank stare and walked away. I didn't want to look like I was begging for a present. That's not the point. She grabbed my sleeve, her grip surprisingly firm. I am celebrating your birthday this year. Mark it down. Amain to viewers. Camera zooms in on Amain's blushing face. She said she'd celebrate it. She's basically promising to still be here in this apartment with me in November. So, we're promising to stay together until then? I joked, trying to lighten the mood. Quick cut. Mahiru's face turns bright crimson. She lets go of the sleeve and starts hitting the cushion in a mini tantrum. I don't dislike you, she stammered. I feel calm with you. That's all. I know. I get it. Amain to viewers, she added the it doesn't mean anything else disclaimer. But she looked almost annoyed that I agreed so easily. Women are a mystery, guys. But one thing's for sure. November 8th is officially a big deal. Vlog status. White Day mission. Accepted. Birthday promise. Locked in. Heart rate. Still recovering from Kumasan. Chapter 54. How to choose a present. Amain to viewers finals are over. Passed. Isuki passed. Even Chitose managed to avoid academic extinction. But while the rest of the school is focused on graduation ceremonies and the end of the year, I'm stuck on a boss-level side quest. Amain to viewers, whispering into the camera while walking through a department store, the White Day return gift is the ultimate test. If you get it right, you're a hero. If you get it wrong, well, it's just awkward. The Chitose plan versus the Mahiru dilemma. For Chitose, it's easy. A high-end cake set and some character merch. Done. Mission accomplished. But Mahiru, that's where the game difficulty spikes to nightmare. Amain to viewers, I know she'd be happy with anything. She's the type to treasure a gum wrapper if I gave it to her with a smile. But that's the problem. I want to give her something she actually likes, not just something she accepts. Last time, the teddy bear was a critical hit. How do I top a plushie named Kumasan, the suspicious shopper? Scene. Amain is standing in the cute goods section of a general store. He's wearing a hoodie, looking intensely at a display of hair ribbons like they contain the secrets of the universe. I was wandering around the accessories corner feeling like a total creep. A guy my age staring at rose gold necklaces usually looks like he's either lost or about to pull a heist. Are you looking for something specific? I jumped. A shop clerk was smiling at me. The kind of smile that says, I've seen 1,000 panicked boyfriends today. White day. I stammered. But I don't know the design. She's not my girlfriend, but we're close. Would it be weird to give her an accessory? I don't want to be that guy who oversteps. The clerk chuckled. Most men worry about that. But if you're close, she won't hate it. In fact, she'll probably be touched that you put in the effort to choose something personal. To viewers, she won't hate it. Those 4 words were the only thing keeping me from sprinting out of the store. The reveal in the school cafeteria. So, you actually bought it. Itsuki was currently inhaling a set meal while I recounted my shopping trauma. Shut up, I muttered. Is it weird? Giving an accessory when we aren't even dating. Stop being lame. Stand tall. She's gonna love it because you picked it out. So what's the damage? What did you get? A pink gold bracelet. With a flower motif. Cut to Itsuki freezing mid-chew. Wait. That actually sounds really tasteful. Pink gold fits her perfectly. It's cute but not too flashy. Why are you being so pessimistic? Because it's her. It's the first time I've ever bought a real gift for a girl. My mom doesn't count, and Chitos just wants snacks. This is different. You really lack confidence, man. Itsuki sighed, leaning back. Look, you spent the money. You did the research. Now you just have to give it to her with some actual feeling. The work will pay off. To viewers, rubbing temples. The work will pay off. Easy for him to say. He's been a pro at this since middle school. Me? I'm currently counting down the days to March 14th with the same dread I usually reserve for a root canal. Vlog status. Gift. Purchased. Confidence. Non-existent. Chance of survival. TBD. Chapter 55. The Angel and White Day. To viewers March 14th. White Day. At school, you could practically smell the stress. The victors of Valentine's were all walking around with gift bags, looking like they were about to defuse a bomb. Meanwhile, Katawaki apparently dropped tens of thousands of yen returning gifts for every girl who gave him one. Absolute madman. To viewers. As for me, I skipped the school handoff. I went straight home to prep. I even ditched the hoodie for a layered look. White shirt, gray knit coat, chinos. I even did my hair. I probably look like a different person. Honestly, I'm so tense I feel like I'm vibrating. The grooming shock. Sound of a key turning. Mahiru enters the living room and stops dead in her tracks. Why the hair? She stammered, her eyes wide. It's White Day, I said, trying to act cool while my heart hammered against my ribs. I thought I should dress up a bit. Is it weird? I can change. No, it's not that. I was just shocked. To viewers. She sat down, but she wouldn't stop fidgeting. She kept stealing glances at me and then looking away. If you can't calm down, I'll go back to the messy hair and the jersey, I offered. That's fine, but you're just being cool for no reason, she whispered, tugging at my sleeve. Her face was flushing pink, and from this close, she smelled like something sweet and floral. To viewers. Deep breath. Okay, abort cool mode before you short-circuit. I reached for the bag next to me and practically shoved it into her hands. The main event. The bracelet. Here. The return gift. Don't get your hopes up. Thank you. May I? She opened the dark blue velvet box with those delicate fingertips of hers. Inside was the pink gold bracelet. I'd gone for a simple flower motif. Nothing too flashy. Just something elegant that wouldn't look out of place on her. Is it not your style? I asked, my voice cracking slightly. No. She looked up, her caramel eyes shimmering. It's cute. Good. I thought it would suit you. That's why I picked it. Quick cut. Mahiru looks down, her expression softening into something so bashful it's actually dangerous for my health. The secret weapon coupon. And, what's this? She asked, pulling out the folded slip of paper. A main to viewers, rubbing back of neck. Okay, so I thought the bracelet wasn't enough since she does so much for me. So I drew a, I'll do anything you say coupon. Thrice use only. I even drew a little bear on it. Mahiru started giggling. Did you draw this, Amain-kun? Shut up. I know I'm bad at drawing. No, it's very you. She smiled, that innocent, genuine smile that always kills me. May I use it now? Already? Sure. Whatever you want. The first wish. Amain-kun. Please put this on for me. You don't need a coupon for that. I laughed. I would have done that anyway. I took her wrist. It felt so small and fragile in my hand. I carefully clicked the clasp of the pink gold chain. Against her pale skin, the metal looked perfect. It wasn't just an accessory anymore. It looked like it belonged there. There. Suits you. Thank you very much. She pulled her wrist to her chest, cradling the bracelet like a treasure. She gave me this smile. Not the angel mask, and not just a happy grin. It was tender, feminine, alluring. Amain to viewers, I couldn't look away. I was supposed to be the one giving the gift, but seeing her look at me like that felt like I was the one winning. It was unbearable. My heart was pounding so loud I was sure she could hear it. Eventually, she realized I was staring and buried her face in a cushion to hide the blush. Vlog status. Mission. Success. Relationship status. Neighbor wall has officially been replaced by a pink gold bridge. Chapter 56. The day after White Day. Amain to viewers, March 15th. The day after. At school, I'm trying to blend into the lockers, but my best friend has the tracking skills of a bloodhound. We ended up at a fast food joint because I was craving salt, specifically fries, to balance out the sugar from yesterday. The interrogation. So, Itsuki leaned in the second our tray hit the table. How was White Day? Give me the play-by-play. I just gave it to her. Normal stuff, I said, focused entirely on a fry. Was she happy? Amain to viewers, was she? Looking back at that alluring, sweet smile she gave me. Yeah, she was. Just thinking about it makes my face feel like it's being held over a grill. Sorta. I managed. Yep. Itsuki nodded, looking way too satisfied. Went well then. You caught her fancy, saw the angel's true smile. And now you're both on better terms. Spring has come for Amain. Shut up. We aren't like that. The low self-esteem reality check. Look. Amain. Itsuki's voice got surprisingly serious. You're always thinking you're not the type to be liked. You put Mahiru on this pedestal. Hardworking, cute, perfect, and you think you're nothing. But guess what? If every pretty girl only fell for perfect guys, the world would be a very different place. She's the angel, Itsuki. I'm just me. You'll change someday. Actually, you're already changing. You just need to take the next step. Amain to viewers, Itsuki's been my friend for less than a year, but sometimes he talks like he's known me since birth. It's annoying, but he's usually right. I admit it. I have feelings. I'd have to be made of stone not to. The new wife welcome. Scene. Amain returns home. He opens the door to find Mahiru in her apron, waiting for him. You're late, she said. Amain to viewers, internal scream. Is she a newlywed? The way she was standing there, I had to physically shake Itsuki's spring has come comments out of my head. Went to eat fries with Itsuki, I explained. Right before dinner? You'll ruin your appetite. You're already so skinny, Amain-kun. You need to gain some flesh. You're one to talk. You're so thin I'm afraid you'll snap in a breeze. The wrist incident. I reached out and grabbed her wrist, just to prove a point. My fingers wrapped around it with room to spare. She felt so delicate, so fragile. My dad always told me to treat girls carefully, and holding her like this, I understood why. Quick cut. Mahiru is looking down at Amain's hand on her wrist. Her cheeks are darkening to a deep rose. Sorry, I said, letting go instantly. I know you don't like being touched. And no, I don't dislike it, if it's you. Amain to viewers. Camera zooms in on Amain's stunned expression. Did I just hear that right? My heart just did a backflip into my throat. I mean, she added hastily, her eyes moist with embarrassment. I just don't want other boys to touch me. Oh, right. Got it. The treasure declaration. Anyway, I said, trying to save my sanity. You aren't wearing the bracelet today. Not that you have to. I was just wondering. It's for housework, she whispered, stroking the spot on her wrist where I just touched her. I don't want to spoil it. I want to treasure it. I'll only wear it on rest days. Amain to viewers. Amain turns away from the camera, covering his face with one hand. Guys, I'm dying. How am I supposed to stay just a neighbor when she says things like that? She treasures the bear, the key case, the bracelet, even the hand cream. I'm glad you like it, I choked out. I really do. I'll treasure them all. Scene. Amain bolts for his room. I'll go get changed. Yes. See you in a bit. Amain to viewers, I'm currently crouching on my bedroom floor. My heart is pounding so hard it's a medical concern. Feels like I'm being sent off by a wife every day. Vlog status. Relationship. Level. Upgraded. Heart condition. Critical. Denial. Failing. Chapter 57. Closing ceremony and Itsuki's request. Amain to viewers. Camera angle. Low. Looking up at a blurry podium. Closing ceremonies are basically an endurance test for your hamstrings. The principal has been talking for 20 minutes, and I'm pretty sure the only thing more lifeless than his speech is my left foot, which fell asleep 10 minutes ago. Amain to viewers, I'm playing the part of the model student. Back straight, eyes forward, but internally, I'm just calculating how many hours of sleep I can catch up on during spring break. 2 weeks of absolute nothingness. No exams, no schedules. Just me, my apartment, and, well, Mahiru. The suspicious smile the second the ceremony ended. The room exploded with life. Everyone was buzzing about vacation plans, but then I felt it. A presence behind me. I turned around. Itsuki was wearing a smile so bright and hearty that it set off every internal alarm I own. Whenever he looks this happy, my life usually gets about 40% more complicated. What? I asked, bracing myself. Say, Amain Kuin. I turned around. Itsuki was wearing a smile so bright and hearty that it set off every internal alarm I own. Whenever he looks this happy, my life usually gets about 40% more complicated. What? I asked, bracing myself. You free starting tomorrow? Sorta. Why? Good. Just as I thought. Itsuki patted his bag, which was bulging at the seams. It was way too heavy for a guy who just needs to carry a pencil case home. What's in the bag, Itsuki? Clothes. And why? I asked slowly. Did you bring a suitcase worth of laundry to the closing ceremony? Let me stay over Redheart, the Horinso disaster. I frowned. You know what Horinso, report, contact, consult, means in business, right? You're supposed to ask before you pack your socks. I know. It means home visit, overnight, render noise, and socialize, right? That's just the How to Be a Terrible Neighbor handbook, you idiot. What happened? Itsuki's grin wavered just a tiny bit. I had a massive blowout with my dad this morning. About Chitose. When he gets like this, he won't listen to reason for days. I can't stay at her place. Her parents are cool with it, but my dad would lose his mind if he found out. So, and you think my place is a safe house? Well, you've taken me in when your place was a literal dumpster fire of trash bags. I figured the new and improved Amain house would be like a 5-star hotel. The angel's permission. Amain to viewers, here's the problem. It's not just my house anymore. Mahiru is there every night. If Itsuki stays over, she has to play the angel role 24/7. She can't relax. Plus, she's been acting, well, strangely adorable lately. Lots of blushing and shy glances. If Itsuki sees that, he's going to spend the next 2 weeks teasing me into an early grave. I have to ask her first, I said, pulling out my phone. Itsuki's jaw dropped. What, are you guys officially living together now? You have to check in with the wife? Do you want to sleep on the balcony without a blanket? I'll shut up. I sent a quick text to Mahiru. A few seconds later, my phone buzzed. Mahiru, I shall cook as normal. Just buy enough ingredients for 3 people. She said okay. I muttered, yes, I finally get to taste the legendary cooking you're always bragging about. Isuki cheered. Don't cause her trouble, I warned, giving him a sharp flick to the forehead. Ow! Relax, Amain. I'll cause you trouble, but I'll be a perfect gentleman for her. Amain to viewers. Sighs. Perfect gentleman, right? This is going to be the longest spring break of my life. Vlog status. Spring break. Commenced. Roommate count. +1. Stress level rising. Chapter 58. Itsuki's situation. Amain to viewers, camera angle, wide shot of the living room. Itsuki is sprawled out on the sofa like he owns the deed to the building. Closing ceremony over, shopping done, and now, the invasion has begun. Itsuki has officially moved in for a 3-day refugee stint. Honestly, he looks way too comfortable for someone who just got kicked out of his house. The prestigious family drama. So, how long are you planning to haunt my apartment? I asked, sitting on a floor cushion. 3 days. Minimum. Itsuki sighed, swirling his coffee. He looked surprisingly decent when he wasn't being a loudmouth. Perks of being naturally handsome, I guess. My dad is a brick wall. A stubborn, era-clashing, bullish brick wall. Amain to viewers, here's the deal. Itsuki's family is prestigious. His dad wants him to marry someone of the same social standing. Chitose? She's a whirlwind of chaos who doesn't fit the proper lady mold. So his dad can't stand her. Itsuki's bright hair and delinquent style? That's his version of a middle finger to the family name. You actually respect him, though, I noted. As a person. As a person? Sure. As a parent? He's hopeless. He put a collar on me and wonders why I'm biting back. Anyway, you've got it easy, Amain. Your parents actually want you to be happy. They're just obsessed with each other. I muttered. They'd probably support me if I married a cactus as long as I looked happy doing it. The love nest incident. Sound of the front door unlocking. Amain stiffens. Mahiru walked in, her hands empty since I'd already bought the supplies. The second she saw Itsuki spreading himself across the carpet, she paused. It's been a while, Akazawa-san, she said, her angel mask sliding perfectly into place. Yep. Sorry for dropping by your love nest. OW. Ow wow. Quick cut. Amain's foot is firmly planted on Itsuki's toes. I'm joking. Sorry for disturbing the peace. Itsuki grinned, flashing that popular guy smile. It must be a bother having a stranger in your space. Not at all, Mahiru replied with a gentle smile. It's better for it to be lively. It'll just be noisy, I countered. Amain-kun, you shouldn't say that. Amain to viewers, whispering, see? She's already taking his side. I tried to pinch Itsuki's side where she couldn't see, but the guy actually has abs. There's nothing to grab. The wife observations. Mahiru disappeared into the kitchen to start dinner, leaving us to our skirmish. Itsuki's eyes followed her, then darted back to me, the teasing grin turning into something more analytical. You're on such good terms you gave her your key? Shut up. It's practical. She didn't even ring the doorbell, Amain. She walked in like she pays the mortgage. She's already acting like your wife. Do you want to sleep in the hallway? I'm just stating objective facts. We ended up killing time with video games on the floor. After a while, the smell of sautéed onions and dashi started drifting from the kitchen. It was domestic. Too domestic. The seamless routine. I stood up the moment I heard the clink of plates. I'll help. Should I bring the dishes out? Thank you, Amain-kun. Mahiru's voice floated back. I started setting the table, bowls on the right, chopsticks aligned, the exact way we do it every single night. When I looked up, Itsuki was staring at me, his mouth slightly open. You know. He started. What? No. I'm not even going to say it. He just sighed, shook his head, and went to put the game console away. A main to viewers. Confused look at the camera. What was that about? I was just helping with the plates. It's not like we have a choreographed routine or anything. Right? Vlog status. Roommate drama. 4 out of 10. Dinner aroma. 10 out of 10. Domesticity allegations. Unavoidable. Chapter 59. The trio's dining table helping. A main to viewers dinner time. The apartment usually feels quiet, but with Itsuki here, it's like someone turned the volume up to 11. Mahiru is sitting there in her angel poise, but since Itsuki knows the truth about our arrangement, she's a little more relaxed. Just a little. The flavor of defeat. This is incredible. Itsuki practically sang, shoveling rice into his mouth. Thank you very much, Mahiru replied, her smile modest but genuine. Seriously, Amain, you're the luckiest guy on the planet. Getting to eat this every single day? I might actually cry. I know that, I said, taking a sip of the miso soup. Amain to viewers, savoring the taste. The dashi is perfect. It's the kind of cooking that doesn't just fill your stomach. It soothes your soul. I tell her it's delicious every day because it is, and honestly, I don't think I'll ever get tired of it. Today, she made the dashimaki omelette I love. My appetite basically spiked by 20%. So delicious, I muttered, licking my lips. Lovebirds, Itsuki whispered loudly. What was that? Nothing. Just enjoying the view. Itsuki buried his face in his bowl again. The early exit. Mahiru headed home earlier than usual. Normally, she'd stay until I head for a bath around 10 p.m., but with Itsuki invading the living room, things were a bit awkward. I caught them talking while I was doing the dishes. Something about Chitose, apparently, but Mahiru looked a little flustered when she left. The midnight reality check. Scene, late night. The lights are dimmed. Itsuki is on a futon on the floor, while Amain is on the bed. Say, Amain, Itsuki started, staring at the ceiling. You give her such a gentle look, and you still claim you don't like her? Shut up. To anyone watching, you are head over heels. I'm just saying. Do you want to sleep in the hallway? Because I can make that happen. Nope. Itsuki laughed, but then his voice softened. Look, most guys in class see you as the gloomy, plain-mouthed boy. They don't see what's inside. But I'm happy Shina-san actually sees you for who you are. So hurry up, woo her, and let's go on a double date. Is that all you wanted to say? I asked, feeling a weird mix of touched and annoyed. The face of a lowlife. Anyway, I sighed. Even if I did want that, look at me. How am I supposed to date her with this face? I'm an unimpressive guy with no defining traits. Can't you just use that other style of yours? The one you use when you're being an escort? I want to see it, by the way. Never. Is that your guy heart talking? You only want to show that side to Shina-san. Itsuki, choose. Sleep forever in the cold, or shut up and enjoy the warmth. I'll shut up. The status quo. Amain to viewers, I lay there in the dark, thinking, dating Mahiru? It feels impossible. I rely on her for everything. If we dated, I'd just fall further into degeneracy. Besides, Mahiru avoids guys like the plague at school. She keeps everyone at an angel's distance. Amain to viewers, I'm the only one she trusts this much. If I confessed half-heartedly and ruined that, it would be the worst thing I could do to her. But well, Itsuki's voice drifted up from the floor. She trusts you that much. Before you deny everything, at least have a good look at her. I didn't answer. I just pulled the covers up. Trust and love are two very different things. Right? Vlog status. Relationship status. Complicated by logic. Friend status. Annoyingly insightful. Heart. Uncertain. Chapter 60. Attack of the lunch onto the boyfriend's friend. Amain to viewers. Camera angle. Close-up of Amain looking exhausted, holding a buzzing phone away from his ear. It's 8 a.m. Spring break officially started 5 minutes ago, and my eardrums are already under siege. Apparently, Itsuki's food blog from last night has reached the final boss. Chitose. The lively wake-up call. You're despicable for only inviting Iken. I want to eat Mahiran's cooking too. Chitosa's voice was so loud I'm pretty sure the neighbors 3 doors down now know my breakfast plans. Don't ask me, I groaned. Ask Sheena. If she says yes, do whatever you want. Got it. Calling her now. Bye. Click. Amain to viewers. I looked at Itsuki. He was sitting on my sofa, scrolling through his phone with a smug grin. Your girlfriend is a human hurricane, I said. Can't you do something about her bonkers setting? Impossible, Itsuki chuckled. Kai shows her love through 100% physical and vocal energy. That love runs deep, man. I just sighed and started heating up last night's leftovers. I honestly felt a little bad for Mahiru. Being on the receiving end of a Chitose love attack is like trying to stop a freight train with a paper shield. The double invasion. Scene, near noon. The doorbell rings. Amain opens it to find Chitose and Mahiru standing there, both laden with shopping bags. I dropped by. Chitose chirped, already kicking off her shoes. That was fast, I noted. And why do you have a sleeping bag? I'm staying overnight at Mahiran's place. We're having a girls' night. Right, Mahiran? Mahiru gave me a wry, helpless smile. I did agree to it. Amain to viewers, whispering, translation. She got cornered at the supermarket and lost to Chitosa's sheer momentum. But she didn't look miserable, just a little overwhelmed by the sudden liveliness of her quiet life. The lovebird force field. Within seconds, Chitose was glued to Itsuki on the sofa, radiating a pink, couples-only aura that made the rest of the room uninhabitable. I beat a hasty retreat to the kitchen. Need help? I asked Mahiru. Amain-kun, you can't cook, can you? She whispered, her voice low so the lovey-dovey duo wouldn't hear. I can chop vegetables, and I can follow instructions. Besides, I can't stay out there. The PDA levels are reaching critical mass. Mahiru let out a tiny giggle. You really understand the situation. Please, assist me then. The golden request. So, what's on the menu? Omelette rice with green potage and salad. Chito-san requested the eggs to be half-cooked, the kind you cut open so they flow out over the rice. Nice, I said, giving a silent thumbs up to the ceiling. Chitose actually has good taste. You really love egg dishes, don't you? Mahiru asked, her eyes softening. They're the best, especially yours. I'm already looking forward to it. Quick cut. Mahiru freezes in front of the freezer, her back to Amain. Mahiru? Everything okay? I am glad to hear you say that, she muffled, her voice sounding strangely strained. But please, do not attack so suddenly. Attack? What are you talking about? You do not need to know. She turned away and started chopping onions with unnecessary speed. I just stood there, weighing out the rice, completely confused. The outsider's perspective. Seen back in the living room. Itsuki is watching the kitchen from the sofa. See that? Itsuki whispered to Chitose. They aren't even dating, and they already have that old married couple rhythm. Amain praises her. She gets flustered. They cook together. I don't get them. Seriously, Chitose giggled, leaning into him. They're so slow it's actually cute. Vlog status. Kitchen staff. 2. Guests. 2. Romantic tension. Off the charts. Chapter 61. The Angel and the One Who Understands. Amain to viewers, camera angle. Close-up of an empty plate with a few streaks of egg yolk. Lunch is over. Total devastation. Chitose didn't just eat. She inhaled that omelette like it was her last meal. The master and the student. That was amazing. Chitose cheered, rubbing her stomach. Mahiran, how do you make the outside so firm but the inside like a liquid gold mine? I had a good teacher, Mahiru replied with a modest smile. Amain to viewers, she's talking about that caretaker again. The only person in her old life who actually gave a damn about her. It's because of that person that Mahiru can cook circles around professional chefs. I wish I could cook like that, Chitose sighed. You could, I chimed in, if you stopped treating every recipe like a science experiment gone wrong. Just follow the instructions and stop being adventurous with the spices. But Amain, where's the soul without adventure? Your soul usually ends up smelling like burnt rubber. Kai? Itsuki added, dodging a playful swipe from his girlfriend. The angel X-ray. The conversation turned unexpectedly serious. Chitose, for all her chaos, has this weirdly sharp intuition. She leaned in, looking at Mahiru. You know, Mahirin, at school you feel kind of lifeless. Mahiru stiffened. It's like you're taking a few steps back, Chitose continued. You're kind to everyone, but you never actually open the door. You stay behind this perfect wall. Amain to viewers, nods toward the camera. Bullseye. That's exactly what the angel facade is. A high-spec defense mechanism. But, Chitose grinned, practically lunging into a hug. Here, you're super-duper cute. I way prefer this side of you. You should be more honest. Amain pampers people he likes. You should just ask him to spoil you. I will not. Mahiru turned beet red, looking away instantly. The girls' night migration. Once dinner was over, the invasion shifted. Chitose decided she'd spent enough time with Itsuki and wanted a girls' night. I'm staying at Mahirin's tonight, she announced, dragging a slightly bewildered Mahiru toward the door. Amain to viewers, so now I'm back to a boys' night with Itsuki. We were about to hit the hay when I felt a vibration from my phone. A message from Chitose. Chitose. Looky look. Mahirin is so cute. Attached. One photo. The nightgown incident. Amain opens the photo. His eyes widen. The camera zooms in on his face, which is turning the color of a ripe tomato. Amain to viewers, stuttering. It's Mahiru, on her bed. She's wearing a pale pink negligee. It's got long sleeves and it's totally modest, but the color, the way her skin looks slightly flushed from a bath, it's incredibly alluring. And her expression? She's holding the teddy bear I gave her, Kumasan, on her knees. She's looking down, her cheeks a deep rose color, looking completely embarrassed. That idiot, I whispered. Why would Chitose send this to me right before bed? How am I supposed to sleep now? The oblivious commemoration. Why are you blushing at your phone? Looking at something R-rated? Itsuki asked, peeking over my shoulder. Like hell I am. I tried to hide the screen, but he saw it. I see. Itsuki smirked. You really are innocent, Amain-kun. Any boy would be floored by the angel in a nightgown. Click. I jumped. Itsuki, did you just take a photo of me? Kai asked for a commemorative photo of your reaction, he said, satisfied. Don't worry. I'm not sending it to anyone else. It's for purposes. What purpose? Why is he so oblivious about himself? Itsuki muttered to the ceiling, ignoring my question. Amain to viewers, rubbing temples. I'm being played. I'm being played by a couple of high-energy matchmakers, and I have a photo of a blushing angel burned into my retinas. This spring break is a trap. Vlog status. Sleeping, impossible. Blood pressure, dangerous. Friends, menaces. Gemini said. Chapter 62. The angel self-destructed. Amain to viewers. Camera angle. Amain slumped on the sofa, looking like he just ran a marathon. They're finally gone. Itsuki and Chitose have officially vacated the premises. Itsuki is heading to Chitose's place for a few days. Apparently, her parents are basically trying to adopt him at this point. Amain to viewers. Sighs. Hope you two get along well, he said with that smug grin before leaving. I didn't even have the energy to throw a shoe at him. Now it's just me and Mahiru. Back to the quiet. But the air feels a little heavy today. The negligee elephant in the room. You're not tired, Mahiru? I asked, looking at her sitting on the other end of the sofa. I am. It was a lot, but I enjoyed having Chitose-san over. That's good. Then, she shifted uncomfortably. Amain-kun, Chitose-san was taking so many photos last night. She wouldn't show me what she was sending you. Was it something embarrassing? Amain to viewers, internal panic, yes. It was the most destructive image ever formed by pixels. I still have it saved in a secret folder. I feel like a criminal, but my thumb refused to hit the delete button. Oh, the one with the bear on your knees? I managed, my face heating up. It just looked like you really treasure it. The Kuma-san confession. I do, Mahiru said, her expression softening into a smile that wasn't angel-like at all. It was pure, innocent affection. It's important to me because you chose it, Amain-kun. Amain to viewers, staring blankly. Stop. That smile is a lethal weapon. If she keeps looking at me like that, I'm gonna lose my mind. I really do treasure it, she continued. I pat it after I wash it and I hug it to sleep. Please ignore what I just said. Silence for 3 seconds. Amain to viewers, to the camera, eyes wide. Did you hear that? She hugs the teddy bear. To sleep. My brain just generated a high-definition image of Mahiru, with her angel sleeping face, cuddling Kuma-san. Please forget that, she cried, her face turning a fiery red as she grabbed my arm. I can't. That's physically impossible to forget. The mutual self-destruction. Does it make me look like a child? She whispered, her eyes teary from shame. No. It's incredibly cute. It's fine. Please do not imagine it. She buried her face into a cushion, her ears still glowing red. Amain to viewers, I had this sudden, overwhelming urge to pat her head, like a 100% impulse to just dote on her. I had to physically sit on my hands to stop myself. After a minute, she peeked out from the cushion, looking like she wanted revenge. Amain-kun, this is unfair. I told you something embarrassing, so you have to share something too. I don't have anything. Then I'll ask Akazawa-kun. I have his contact info from Chito-san. Since when? I've been chatting with him. He said something about a photo. No, never mind. She dove back into the cushion. Amain to viewers, confused. A photo of me? What did Itsuki send her? Wait. Did he send her a photo of my reaction to the negligee picture? Vlog status. Secrets. Leaked. Dignity 0. Apartment temperature. Rising rapidly. Chapter 63. The Angel's Strange Change. Amain to viewers' spring break. For most high schoolers, it's a blur of karaoke, theme parks, and youthful memories. For me, it's a slow-motion stroll through the neighborhood and reading books. Itsuki once asked if I was allergic to fun. I told him I'm just efficient with my energy. The summer invitation. Mahiru is the same. She doesn't have big plans. She just exists in the quiet spaces of my apartment. Is there anywhere you actually want to go? I asked her after dinner. Not really, she smiled. I prefer being here. Same. Though it's going to be a nightmare when I have to go back home for summer break. My mom, Shihoko. She's an energy vampire. If I don't make a plan, she drags me to hot springs, shopping malls, or, God forbid, survival games. Mahiru giggled. It sounds like you have a very lively family. You'll see. She's already decided you're coming with us this summer. She's going to treat you like a dress-up doll. Honestly, I should thank you for absorbing some of the Shihoko damage for me. I don't dislike it, Mahiru said, her voice soft. I'm actually happy about it. She nudged my elbow. A tiny, rare bit of skinship that sent my heart into a localized earthquake. The shattering. Amain-kun? She asked, noticing me flinch. And nothing. Look, your phone's vibrating. I pointed at her smartphone to distract her. She looked confused but picked it up to check the message. I looked away to give her privacy, but then I heard a muffled thud. Scene. Mahiru has dropped her phone onto the cushion. Her face is pale. Her eyes aren't crying, but she looks like a porcelain doll that's just been struck by a hammer. Mahiru. No. It is nothing. Please do not mind me. Her voice was like ice, brittle and cold. Wait, what happened? I should be returning for now. I have an appointment tomorrow. I won't be able to make dinner. My apologies. Amain to viewers, camera shaking slightly. She didn't wait for an answer. She packed her things with mechanical precision and bolted. I reached out, but she was already through the door. My hand just grabbed empty air. The only possibility. I sat back down on the sofa, the silence of the room feeling heavy and suffocating. There's only one group of people who can make her look like that. People who have her contact info but never use it for anything good. Her parents. She's mentioned before how distant they are, which is a polite way of saying they've essentially abandoned her emotionally while paying for her apartment. If they messaged her now, out of the blue, it can't be good. A main to viewers, looking at the empty spot where Mahiru sat. She said she has something tomorrow. She looked like she was heading to her own execution. And the worst part? I'm just the neighbor. I have no right to follow her. I have no right to demand answers. I slammed my fist into the cushion. Damn it, Mahiru. Vlog status. Mood. Dark. Neighbor status. Helpless. Worry level. Off the charts. Chapter 64. The Angel and the Venomous Rose. A main to viewers. Camera angle. A shaky shot of dark, bruised clouds hanging over the city. The weather is garbage. It's late March, but the air feels like it's forgotten spring is supposed to be here. I've got the heater on, but I can't stop shivering. A main to viewers Mahiru said she wouldn't be making dinner tonight. She said she had plans. We both know what that means. I sent her a text. If anything happens, contact me. She hasn't replied. I'm sitting on this sofa, but my mind is pacing a hole in her floor next door. The encounter in the hallway. I couldn't stand the silence, so I went to the store to grab some mindless convenience food. When I got back, I saw them. I ducked behind the corner of the hallway, not to spy, but because the atmosphere was so heavy I felt like I'd trip over it. Two women were standing outside Mahiru's door. One was Mahiru, looking smaller than I've ever seen her. The other was a stranger. A main to viewers, whispering. She was beautiful, but in a way that felt dangerous. Sharp eyes, expensive business suit, brown hair perfectly styled. If Mahiru is a lily, this woman was a rose made of glass and venom. You really aren't cute at all, the woman said. Her voice was like a razor, just like that man. There's nothing more infuriating than that. The mother's verdict. I nearly dropped my grocery bag. That was her mother? Seoshina. Resembling me would be one thing. The woman continued, her lipstick-red lips curling in disgust. But you just had to resemble him. Whatever. Once you graduate university, we're done. Just mail the documents like usual and don't bother me with anything unnecessary. Yes, Mahiru whispered. The woman didn't hug her. She didn't even pat her shoulder. She just snorted and walked toward the elevator, passing right by me with a cold, disinterested glance. The breaking point. Mahiru stood there, staring at the closed elevator doors. She looked like she was made of ash. Then she saw me. You heard that? She asked. Her voice was flat, lifeless. Sorry, I said. I wasn't sorry for hearing it. I was sorry it was happening to her. Seoshina, she said almost to herself. My mother. She's hated me my whole life. There's no point worrying about it now. A main to viewers, voice tight, she was lying. I spent months with this girl. I know her angel face, her pouting face, and her genuine face. This wasn't any of those. This was a girl who was suppressing so much pain she was about to shatter into a million pieces. She turned to go into her apartment, to hide, to suffer alone, and I didn't even think. I just reached out and grabbed her wrist. The forced intervention. Her wrist felt shockingly thin, fragile, like if I let go, she'd just float away and disappear. Come with me, I said. My voice was firmer than I intended, almost commanding. I'm fine, Amain-kun. You don't have to worry. She gave me this feeble, haunting smile that made my chest ache. I'm not doing this because I'm worried. I lied, staring her straight in the eyes. I'm doing this because I want to be with you, right now. She stopped resisting. Her shoulders slumped, and for the first time the angel just gave up. I didn't wait for her to change her mind. I kept my grip on her hand and dragged her into my apartment. Vlog status. The angel's wings are broken. The neighbor is taking over. Tonight, she isn't staying alone. Chapter 65. the angel's monologue and tears. A main to viewers, the camera is static, focused on a closed door. The audio is muffled, heavy with the sound of rain against glass. I brought her inside. I didn't ask. I just led her to the sofa. She looked like she was about to evaporate. I took her hand, not her wrist this time, but her palm, and just held it. A main to viewers, we sat in silence for 10 minutes. Then the dam broke. But it wasn't tears yet. It was words. The truth of the angel. My parents didn't marry for love, Mahiru started. Her voice was flat, like she was reading a textbook. It was family matters, mutual interests. They didn't want a child. I was an accident, a nightstand. A main to viewers, grimacing, they gave her money. They gave her an apartment. But they never gave her a home. They treated their own house like a hotel. The person who actually raised her was a hired housekeeper. Her parents were too busy with their own affairs and their own lives to look at a nuisance like her. I thought, if I was a good child, they might look at me, she whispered. I worked so hard. Studies, sports, housework. I became the angel so anyone would say I was needed. But it was all for nothing. They told me today, once I graduate, we're done. I'm not wanted. The breaking point. A main to viewers, voice thick with anger. I bit my lip so hard I could taste blood. I'm an outsider. I can't fix her family. I can't march over there and demand they love her. But hearing her say she's not cute and timid and selfish, it felt like a stake to the chest. I think I understand now, I said. I grabbed the blanket from the back of the sofa and draped it over her head, shielding her face from the world. And from me. I understand why you're so stubborn. You've had to be. A main Kuan? I'm an outsider, so I won't lecture your parents. But I pulled her into my arms, blanket and all. She felt so small, so fragile. I'll pretend I'm not looking, so just cry. You're going to suffocate if you keep holding it in. The first sob. She quivered in my arms. You swear you'll keep it a secret? I'm not looking. I don't know anything. Then came the sound. It wasn't loud. It was a faint, quivering sob. The sound of 16 years of being a good girl finally collapsing. I held her back, staring at the wall, my own eyes stinging. Time skip. 10 minutes later. Mahiru pulled back slightly, her eyes red and moist, but the lifeless look was gone. She looked exhausted, but lighter. Thank you, Amain Kuan. For what? I didn't do anything. Please, let me stay like this a little longer. The accidental confession. What shall I do now? She muttered into my chest. I drove myself to this. The angel everyone loves isn't the real me. The real me is unpleasant. I'm not attractive at all. Well, I like that side of you, I blurted out. The camera zooms in on Amain's wide eyes as he realizes what he just said. I scrambled, my face turning crimson. You have moments where you aren't cute in the traditional sense, but I always think, I want to protect you. I like your forthright personality. And look, it's not just me. My parents, Chitos Itsuki. They all like the real you better than the angel. Mahiru stared at me, her face shifting from pale to a deep, blooming rose. I mean, you can hide here, I added, desperate to fix the mood. My parents would shelter you forever. You don't have to go back to that. Just think of this as a place to heal. NN? She whispered, fresh tears forming. Why are you crying again? Because I feel blessed. The request. Can I request something? She asked. Anything I can do. Please, look at me some more. I'm already looking, I said, my voice softening. I won't look away. I'll hold your hand so you don't run off. Is that all? She teased bashfully. For today. Please catch me with your body. She wrapped her arms around my back and buried her face in my chest again. I suppressed every malicious thought in my head and just held her. Vlog status. The angel isn't a statue anymore. She's a girl. And for the first time, she's not alone in the rain. Chapter 66. The Angel and the Reduced Distance. Amain to viewers, camera angle. A tight shot of the sofa where Amain is sitting. He looks incredibly stiff, like he's forgotten how to move his joints. It's the day after. Yesterday was a lot. The crying, the embracing, the secrets. I thought things might be awkward today, but Mahiru is sitting right here. She looks calm, peaceful, even. The two-fist rule is dead. Amain to viewers, nervous glance toward the side. There's a change, though. Usually, we keep a polite two-fist gap between us on the sofa. Today, she's close. Close enough that I can feel her body heat. Close enough that her scent, that shampoo and Mahiru smell, is everywhere. I keep remembering how she felt in my arms yesterday. Soft, fragile. I'm out here having a mental crisis about how much is too much to touch. And she's just leaning there like it's the most natural thing in the world. The second-year shuffle. We're going to be second years soon, I said, desperate to break the tension with small talk. Yes, we'll have to change classes, Mahiru replied, tugging gently at my sleeve. I hope I get Itsuki and Chitose again. Makes life easier. I am looking forward to it too, she said with a tiny, bashful smile. I wonder if I will be in the same class as you, Amain-kun. Amain to viewers. Internal screaming. Why is she being so cute? I felt like banging my head against the armrest just to reset my brain. I won't talk to you at school, you know, I muttered. I'm the gloomy guy, remember? People would find it disgusting if I was hanging around the angel. The secret handsome side. Mahiru's expression shifted. She looked peeved. Amain-kun, are you ever going to cut your hair? Or at least stop hiding behind your bangs? I tidy it up. I just don't like it short. It is a pity, she whispered, reaching out to brush my hair back. Her eyes were serious, tracing my face. But I suppose your handsome side being a secret only for me is fine too. Amain to viewers, face turning bright red. Is she doing this on purpose? Is this some kind of angel tier psychological warfare? She's being way sweeter than usual. It's like she's finally comfortable enough to show affection. And I'm the one who's about to flatline. The confidence lesson. You're the only one who'd ever call me handsome, Mahiru. You should have more self-confidence, she insisted, her voice firm. You helped me. You gave me a place to belong. You are kind, outstanding, and, yes, handsome. You should try enduring the shame of being praised, just like I have to. Amain to viewers, I couldn't take it. To hide how much my heart was racing, I reached out and ruffled her hair. Wait, Amain-kun, shut up, I muttered, but I didn't stop. I switched from ruffling to gently combing her smooth, glossy hair with my fingers. The fawning phase. Mahiru didn't pull away. Instead, she leaned her head into my hand, closing her eyes like a pampered cat. Please, pat me more, she whispered. Amain to viewers, looking directly at the lens with a look of pure, help me. She's fawning. She's actually fawning. After 16 years of having no one to rely on, she's finally found a safe harbor. And apparently, that harbor is me. I buried every immoral thought about how soft her hair was or how close she was sitting. If she wants to be doted on, I'll dote on her. I'll be the person she can be selfish with. Scene. Both Amain and Mahiru are now sitting in silence, both of their faces varying shades of beetroot red, but neither one of them moving away. Vlog status. Distance, 0. Heart rate, 180 BPM. Self-control, hanging by a thread. Chapter 67. The Angel and the New School Year. Amain to viewers. Camera angle. A shaky, waist-level shot of a crowded hallway. New year, new classroom, same chaos. The class registers were just posted, and the hallway is a war zone of high-pitched squeals and groans. I'm just trying to find my name without getting elbowed in the ribs. The gotcha class. Quite the group we have this year, Itsuki leered, leaning against the wall as I scanned the list. Amain to viewers, sighs. Gotcha luck is real. Somehow, against all statistical probability, the four of us, me, Itsuki, Chitose, and Mahiru, ended up in the same class. Oh, and Katawaki, the prince, is here too. This class has the highest concentration of popularity energy in the school. This is going to be a noisy year, I muttered. Don't be like that, Amain. It's destiny. Isuki grinned. I didn't retort. If I praise him, he'll just get a big head. But honestly, having him around makes me feel a bit more at ease. The prince and the commoner. When we walked into the classroom, it was already a mosh pit. Mahiru was at the center of one circle, and Katawaki was at the center of another. Yo, Fujimiya. Looks like we're in the same class again. Katawaki broke away from his admirers to give me a hearty smile. Yeah, 3 years in a row if you count middle school, right? That's right. Please look after me this year too. Amain to viewers, to the camera, see? That's why he's the prince. He's actually nice to everyone, even a gloomy guy like me. It's almost infuriating how genuine he is. I just gave him a polite nod and found my seat. I didn't look at Mahiru. Couldn't look at her. If I did, I'd look guilty. And with the whole class watching her, the last thing she needs is the creepy neighbor staring at her. The hurricane arrives. Morning. We're in the same class. The door didn't just open. It felt like it was blown off its hinges by Chitosa's voice. She stumbled in, looking slightly disheveled. Morning, Kai, I said. Where's Itsuki? Vending machine. I overslept and my mom had to drag me out of bed. Anyway, Mahiran. Mahiran. The entire class froze. Mahiran? The nickname echoed through the room like a holy transgression. Everyone watched, envious and stunned, as Chitose lunged at the angel. We're in the same class. Let's go get crepes at the station after school. They have a new stall. If you do not mind, Mahiru said, flashing her perfect angelic smile. Please allow me to join you. The silent approval. Amain to viewers, close-up of Amain's face as he pretends to read a document. As she said that, I felt it. Just for a split second, Mahiru's eyes flickered toward me. She was checking if I was okay with it. Amain to viewers, softly. You don't need my permission, Mahiru. Go. Eat crepes. Be a normal high school girl for once. I'll just grab a convenience store bento for lunch. Seeing her actually smiling, not the fake angel smile, but a version of the one she shows me, was enough. Chitose is going to be the best thing that ever happened to Mahiru's social life. I just hope the school's popularity shield is strong enough to handle both of them at once. Vlog status. Year 2. Commenced. Social battery. Already at 15%. Mahiru's happiness. Trending upwards. Chapter 68. The angel and the lap pillow, no extra service. Amain to viewers, camera angle. Amain is lying flat on his back on the sofa, staring blankly at the ceiling. He looks like he's just seen a ghost, or perhaps an angel. So, the new school year has officially started. I'm in the same class as the angel, the prince, and the idiot couple. My social anxiety is at an all-time high, but right now, that's not my biggest problem. The proximity alert. Mahiru is sitting next to me on the sofa. And when I say next to me, I mean there is zero space. None. In the past, we had the two-fist rule. Now, I can feel her body heat. I can smell her shampoo. It's a constant reminder of that embrace from a few days ago. I'm happy Chitose-san is with us, Mahiru said, leaning in. It seems like it will be a fun year. It'll be noisy, I managed to choke out. Between you and Katawaki, and then Itsuki and Chitose causing chaos. The teacher is going to need a raise. You dislike it, Amain-kun? Not really. I'm glad you're happy. I'll just stick to the shadows with Itsuki. If I talk to you at school, people will think I'm some creep chasing after the angel. The head pat addiction. Mahiru pouted. Like a legitimate, visible pout. I realized I'd said something wrong, so I reached out and patted her head. You're not trying to distract me with a head pat, are you? She asked, though she was already leaning into it. Is it working? Yes. I shall let you off for today. Amain to viewers, to the lens, she really likes head pats. She says my hand is warm and comforting. I'm the only one she lets do this, which makes my heart do backflips. But I have to keep my cool. If I show how much this affects me, I'm finished. I want to pat your head too, she said suddenly. What? Why would you want to pat a guy's head? It looks fun. Plus, your hair looks soft. The fatal trap, the lap pillow. I stopped patting her. Go ahead then. I expected her to just reach over. Instead, she patted her thighs. Her miniskirt-clad thighs. Your neck will hurt if you sit up, she said innocently. Or, did you want to embrace me again like last time? The thighs are fine, I blurted out. Amain to viewers, internal monologue screaming. My sanity was losing a war against my instincts. Every boy's dream was literally slapping its seat and telling me to sit down. I gave in. I laid my head down on her lap. The camera angle shifts to a low POV looking up slightly, then quickly pans away. Amain to viewers, whispering, it's soft, too soft, and she smells like vanilla and spring. I had to look away from her face because if I didn't, I'd lose the ability to speak. The extra service threat. Mahiru started combing her fingers through my hair. Felt incredible. The tension from the first day of school. The self-introductions, the fake smiles. It all just started melting away. Chito-san told me a lap pillow is a man's romance, Mahiru whispered. Is it true? Chitos is a menace, I groaned. But, yeah, it's nice. I see. I'm sorry there's no extra service today. Extra service? Chito-san said I should dig your ears while you're down there. I'll prepare for that next time. Amain to viewers. Face-palming while still lying down. Chitos, stop teaching her things. My heart can't take the standard package, let alone the deluxe edition. I'm happy with just this, I mumbled. Good, she smiled. I couldn't see it, but I could hear the curve of her lips in her voice. The combing continued. My eyes got heavy. Between the softness of her lap and the warmth of the room, I was a goner. Vlog status. Romantic progress. Critical. Brain function. Offline. Next step. Surviving the ear-cleaning update. Chapter 69. Extra, the after-nap crisis. Amain to viewers, camera angle. Extremely close-up on Amain's face. He is whispering so quietly the mic barely picks it up. I just woke up. My internal clock says I've been out for an hour. My brain says I am currently in the absolute danger zone. The fabric horizon. The first thing I saw when my eyes opened wasn't the ceiling. It was the soft fabric of Mahiru's one-piece dress. Apparently, while I was dead to the world, I rolled over. My face is currently inches away from her stomach. Amain to viewers, eyes darting wildly. The scent is overwhelming. It's that milky, floral conditioner smell, mixed with just her. My face feels like it's being held over an open flame. I tried to look up slowly, big mistake. From this angle, looking up at her, it's clear she's more blessed than I realized. The curves are emphasized. This is incredibly awkward. Awake now, she whispered. Her voice was like silk. Yeah, I croaked. You slept well. She giggled. It wasn't a ha-ha. Caught you giggle. It was the sound of someone genuinely happy, like a mother watching a lively child sleep. The doting trap. Amain to viewers, to the lens. I'm not embarrassed about my sleeping face, but I am dying of shame because of the way she's looking at me. She's got this merciful, doting face while she strokes my hair. And the worst part? I'm enjoying it. How long was I out? About an hour or so. Sorry. It is fine. I do enjoy stroking your hair, Amain-kun. Really? I looked away, staring at the back of the sofa, unable to meet her eyes. You dislike it? I wouldn't have slept if I disliked it, I muttered. Really? Then you can enjoy this however you want. The sexual harassment warning. Amain to viewers, facepalming mentally. She has no filter. She's saying these things so purely because she's finally getting the physical affection her parents never gave her. But I'm a guy. I have thoughts. Don't say things like that so openly, I warned, my heart hammering. Or I'll sexually harass you. Sexually harass? She tilted her head, looking genuinely confused. You mean, touch my body? Yeah. Where? Amain's face turns the color of a neon exit sign. Don't make me say it. You know where. Ah. Mahiru blinked, the realization finally hitting her. She actually nodded. You want to touch those places? Amain-kun? Only if I'm dating the girl and she agrees. Which is why I'm not doing anything. Ever. Fu. Amain-kun, you really are a gentleman. You're so careful with me. You're noisy. This is what I like about you, Amain-kun. The heart's annihilation. Amain to viewers, clutching his chest, shortness of breath. Palpitations. I am on the verge of clinical cardiac arrest. She said she likes me, but I know she means it like you're a good man. Not the romantic kind. Except, no, just a friend gets a lap pillow for an hour with this much doting. My heart is being annihilated by this mixed signaling. Thanks for that. I managed to eke out. I couldn't take the eye contact or the merciful smile anymore. I rolled over on her lap, turning my back to her completely to hide my searing face. Vlog status. Survival. Barely. Dignity. Evaporated. Current location. The angel's lap. Still. Chapter 70. The feelings to be treasured. Amain to viewers. Camera angle. A mid-shot of Amain sitting at a crowded, noisy school cafeteria. He's staring intensely at a bowl of soy sauce ramen. New term, same routine. I'm in class, I'm listening to lectures, and I'm eating lunch with Itsuki. To the rest of the world, nothing has changed. I'm still the guy who blends into the background. The interrogation. Say, you really fine with this? Itsuki asked, leaning across the table with a look that said he was about to meddle. Fine with what? The situation with her. You're in the same room for 6 hours a day and you act like she's a piece of furniture. Amain to viewers. Sighs. It's called survival, Itsuki. If the gloomy neighbor starts chatting up the angel in the middle of homeroom, the school's social hierarchy would collapse. I'm not looking for a death warrant from her fan club. I think she's getting angsty about it, though, Itsuki countered. She keeps looking over at you when she thinks no one's watching. She looks despondent. The normal benchmark. Amain to viewers, looking away. I know. I felt her gaze. And every time I ignore it, Chitos shoots me a look from across the room that says, you coward. It's a miracle I haven't developed an ulcer yet. You should just change your hair, Amain. You'd be popular. You're blunt, but you're honest and you actually know how to care for girls. That normal of yours? Most guys can't pull it off. How are you so confident about my dating prospects? Because if you weren't special, there's no way she would be so close to you. She's wary of everyone. Amain. Except you. Amain to viewers, internal monologue, he's right. I can't hide it from him. Itsuki sees right through me. The definition of happiness. I'm happy for you, Itsuki said, his voice dropping the teasing tone for a second. It's great to have someone you treasure. Whatever, I muttered, slurping my ramen to hide my face. So, you gonna make a move or just wait until graduation? I think it's fine if it doesn't work out, I said quietly. As long as she's happy, I'm fine with that, even if that happiness doesn't involve me. Amain to viewers, to the camera, serious. I mean it. After everything she's been through with her parents, she deserves a life full of light. If she chooses someone else, I'll give them my blessing and bury my feelings. That's what it means to actually care about someone, right? You coward. Itsuki sighed, shaking his head. Shut up. I just want her to be happy. Just say it to her, man. Like I can. I'm not confessing unless I'm 100% sure she sees me as a man and not just a safe place to land. She's cautious. I'm not going to ruin what we have with a half-hearted probe. The long game. Man, you're pessimistic. Itsuki laughed. Well, good luck. I'll be cheering you on from the sidelines. I don't need a cheerleader. You need a push, but I'll settle for watching you struggle. Just don't take forever, okay? Amain to viewers, watching Itsuki walk away. I'll make her fall for me in my own way. Slowly, carefully. I'll be the person she can't imagine not having around. If that makes me a coward, so be it. Vlog status. Strategy. Slow and steady. Current heart rate. Stable. For now. Probability of success. Unknown. Chapter 71. The Prince's Troubles. A main to viewers. Camera angle. The neon glow of a game center reflects off Amain's glasses. The background is a cacophony of electronic beeps and synthesized music. School's out. Usually, I'd be heading straight back to the apartment, but today I'm on a mission. Chito sent me a link to this specific plushie, a bunny from some anime, and said, Mahiran would love this. Amain to viewers. Honestly, I've noticed Mahiru looking a bit down at school. Maybe it's the stress of the new term, or maybe it's us having to act like strangers. Either way, the bear I gave her needs a friend. The unexpected encounter. I was at the coin exchange machine when a voice caught me off guard. Oh, Fujimiya? That's a surprise. I turned around to see Katawaki, the school's prince, standing there with his wallet out. Katawaki? No club activities today. Rest day, he smiled. Can't go 100% every day, right? He looked surprised to see me at a game center. I guess I have the honor student who only goes to the library vibe. I told him I was here for the crane games. My mom, Shihoko, basically raised me in arcades. She taught me every trick in the book, how to find the center of gravity, how to hook the claw into the tag. I'm a bit of a shark when it comes to these machines. The master of the claw. Can you actually catch one? Katawaki asked, looking skeptical. Watch and learn. I slotted a coin into a machine filled with those bunny dolls. One try. I aimed for the head. The claw gripped the neck perfectly, and thud, the bunny fell into the bin. I fished it out and gave it a little wave. Wow! Katawaki looked genuinely impressed. You're really good at this. The machines here are sturdy. It's a good spot for beginners. Is that for someone special? He asked, a knowing glint in his eye. Someone who's taken care of me, I said. It wasn't a lie. I just didn't mention that the person who takes care of me is the most popular girl in school who also happens to live next door. The dark side of popularity. Katawaki laughed, but then his expression turned a bit grim. I figured I'd change the subject to something popular guy related. So, did you finish all those Valentine's chocolates yet? Katawaki sighed, and for a second, the prince mask slipped. Don't tell anyone. Okay? I ate the store-bought ones. But the handmade stuff. What about it? Not a fan of home cooking. It's not that, he whispered, looking traumatized. Amain. People put things in them. Hair. Things that definitely shouldn't be in food. Curses, basically. Amain to viewers, looking at the camera with a horrified expression. I take it back. I don't want to be popular. Ever. It happens all the time, Katawaki continued. I have to turn down handmade gifts now because I'm scared. Even when I say no, they still push them on me. I'd rather be invisible like you than deal with this. A solidarity snack. He looked so defeated. The guy everyone envies is actually living in a low-key horror movie where every cookie is a potential biohazard. I went to a nearby machine, won a giant bucket of potato sticks on the first try, and handed it to him. Here, cheer up. If you ever need to vent, you can talk to me or Itsuki. We're normal, so we won't put hair in your snacks. Thanks, Amain. That means a lot. It's tough out here. Amain to viewers, walking away with the bunny plushie. Being the prince isn't all it's cracked up to be. I'll take my quiet life and my non-poisoned home-cooked meals any day. Now, let's see if this bunny can put a smile back on Mahiru's face. Vlog status. Loot. Secured. New friend. The prince. Appreciation for Mahiru's safe cooking. 1000%. Chapter 72. The Angel and the Doll. Amain to viewers, camera angle. Amain is standing in his entryway, kicking off his shoes. In the background, the warm light of the kitchen and the sound of a humming stovetop make the apartment feel like a different world compared to the cold school hallways. I'm home. I was a bit late today because Katawaki, the prince, ended up venting to me over coffee about the horrors of Valentine's chocolate curses. Amain to viewers, whispering, Mahiru is here. She's got her hair in a bun. Practical but, honestly, incredibly cute, and she's wearing her apron. She looked relieved the second I walked in. I think she was actually worried about me. The mystery hall. Welcome back, Amankan. What's in that massive bag? Game Center Spoils, I said, trying to act nonchalant despite the bag being stuffed to the brim. That is quite a lot of items. Just cost me about 2 cafeteria set meals. I shrugged. I wanted to see her reaction properly, so I made her wait. I'm hungry. Let's eat first, talk later. Amain to viewers, to the camera. She went into full mom mode. Wash your hands, change your clothes, rinse your mouth. I didn't mind. Having someone care if I've washed my hands is, well, it's a nice change from living alone. The bunny invasion. After dinner, the curiosity finally won. Mahiru kept glancing at the bag next to the sofa. So, what did you get? Dolls? I said, tearing the tape off. You like them, right? Why, yes, I do. I pulled out the prize of the day, the large, white, round-eyed bunny doll. I plopped it right onto her lap. She just stared at it, frozen. You don't like bunnies? It is cute, she whispered, suddenly hugging the doll to her face exactly the way she hugs her cushions. Amain to viewers, looking at the lens with a pained expression. My phone was right there. I wanted to take a photo so badly it actually hurt, but I settled for capturing the mental image. And a cat. And a dog. I added, piling a beige kitten, which looked strangely like her, and a Shiba Inu mascot onto her lap, the childish headbutt. Mahiru was now buried in plushies. She looked like she was in heaven, but then she realized I was staring at her. Her face turned a shade of red that rivaled a sunset, and she hid behind the bunny ears. Please, do not laugh, she muffled into the white fur. I'm not. You are. You're laughing because I'm being childish. I'm not laughing at that, I said, unable to keep the grin off my face. I just think you're cute. Amain to viewers, she didn't like that. She started giving me these little headbutts against my arm. Not enough to hurt, just a soft, rhythmic tantrum. I had to pat her head for a solid minute to get her to calm down. The great pudding contract. Amain Kuin, I feel like I'm always receiving things from you, she said, her voice dropping. Gifts, concern, warmth. I want to give you something back. Anything. Amain to viewers, serious? She's so stubborn about repaying me. She doesn't realize that just seeing her happy is enough. But if I don't ask for something, she'll stress about it all night. Fine. If you insist. How about pudding? Pudding? Yeah. The kind with lots of eggs. Firm, not too sweet. I want to try yours. Is it to save money? No, I said firmly. I want it because you made it. Mahiru looked up, her eyes shining with a weird amount of determination. I shall make it this weekend. More eggs. Firm. It will be the most delicious pudding ever. I promise. Amain to viewers, walking away. I don't know why she's so fired up about custard, but I'm not complaining. If it's Mahiru's cooking, it's going to be better than anything in a store anyway. Vlog status, mood wholesome. Plushie count, increasing. Weekend plans, pudding.